Missing money and possible co-conspirators. 13 Investigates has learned that those are the issues Indiana State Police will address as they wrap up their official investigation into the death of Howard County Deputy Carl Kuntz.
Our 13 Investigates reporter Sandra Chapman has more tonight on what she's learned as the investigation now heads to the Howard County prosecutor.
Yeah, we got shots fired. What's your address? Where they at? 380 West Chandler.
I relive the whole scene. It's tough at times.
Until now, Randy Van Natter, Rusheville's deputy marshal, has been in the background. He and his K-9 are trying to move on from one of the worst nights of their career. Van Natter was watching the back door of a mobile home when Evan Dorsey ambushed Howard County Deputy Carl Kuntz and Sergeant Jordan Buckley as they attempted to go in the front door to serve a warrant. Now, as state police conclude the shooting investigation, 13 Investigates has learned money Kuntz had in his police car from a drug case is missing. Van Natter talks about the hours before the gunfire erupted, what he saw, and police reports obtained by 13 Investigates paint a more complete picture of what happened starting Saturday night, March 19th.
Carl and I made a stop shortly earlier in the evening that night and led us to some information, and then when we acted on it, it was bad.
According to Van Natter's police report, his K-9 partner made a hit on some narcotics during that traffic stop. He and Kuntz discovered a glass smoking device and a wad of cash totaling more than $1,700. The driver told the officers he had just left a mobile home where a man wanted on a minor drug charge was hiding out. That man was Evan Dorsey. 3 hours after the stop, with the $1,700 still possibly in his car, Kuntz, Van Natter, and Sergeant Jordan Buckley went to the home of a Howard County Superior Judge seeking a search warrant for Dorsey and the mobile home.
We had more than enough guys to serve a warrant. One of our guys was a SWAT team member.
With a signed warrant, the officers knocked on Dorsey's Chandler Street home 10 minutes later, around 12:30 a.m. When no one answered, Kuntz and Buckley decided to enter. Barely through the door, they met a barrage of gunfire, yet managed to fire off a few rounds of their own. Kuntz and Buckley were both hit.
Stand by. There's shots still being fired. The officer with a gunshot wound. We got 2 officers down. 6-2, they have 2 officers down.
The first responding officers were on the scene within 10 minutes at 12:40 a.m. They were advised the suspect was still inside the trailer and possibly hit by gunfire. A couple of officers still managed to pull Kuntz out. An officer with the Kokomo Police Department said in a report he observed Deputy Jordan Buckley seated with his back against a tree, still somewhat in the line of fire. That same officer saw Kuntz laying flat on his back in a grassy area. He said Kuntz was unconscious and not breathing, had a severe injury to his leg, and was bleeding profusely. A couple of deputies then carried Kuntz away from the trailer to an awaiting ambulance. By 12:50 a.m., 20 minutes after the shooting, medics raced Kuntz and Buckley to the ER. They were both later flown to Methodist Hospital in Indianapolis. Within hours, Kuntz died. Buckley survived and now talks about living with a bullet still lodged inside his body.
Through the side of the hip here.
Okay.
Yeah, and it went through my pelvis.
Now there are questions like what happened to the seized cash. Sheriff Steve Rogers says they just can't locate the money. And why did the officers decide to serve a search warrant at that hour on a home known to be dangerous? According to a report written by a lieutenant with the Howard County Sheriff's Department, he advised officers after hearing about the shootout that the suspect was believed to have 20 to 30 firearms and lots of ammo. The lieutenant also knew the home had exterior video surveillance cameras. It's one of the issues state police said it would look into.
I would like to believe that had there been red flags, that this was something out of the ordinary, that these officers would have gone about it a different way.
And how did Van Natter's narcotics dog perform? He tells 13 Investigates his dog has had to go through retraining, but declined to say why and if the dog took aggressive action.
He was involved. I don't want to go into the details of that, but he was involved to the end as we come out of the trailer. He was with me.
At 1:32 a.m., SWAT teams from Howard County and Kokomo Police arrived and attempted negotiations with the suspect inside the mobile home, but got no response. Finally, around 3:15 a.m., Indiana State Police decide to make a move. ISP SWAT tore the west wall off the home and located a deceased male at that part of the trailer. Evan Dorsey had taken his own life and left those in the wake of the shooting grappling with the fallout.
Just that day, the person on the other side decided that, they weren't going to go to jail. It's never going to be over. It's always going to be a constant reminder in the back of my head.
It's easy to look back on that and you think, boy, I wish, if we'd have just done this different, if we'd have just done this a little different. We did the best we could do with the situation we had, and it's still hard. I still think of Carl every day.
Investigators found a pistol-grip shotgun on the floor near Dorsey, a semi-automatic, and undisclosed amount of cash. State police say there will not be a finding on whether officers used excessive force, but there could be charges against any potential witnesses or co-conspirators who knew what was going on. And we hope to learn how a Kokomo police officer's badge found its way inside Dorsey's home. As for the suspect who revealed Dorsey's whereabouts, he goes to trial next week. Again, the completed report expected in coming days. Back to you.